Industry. This has meant that film premieres and award ceremonies have either been cancelled or moved to virtual platforms. Now, performing artists have also been robbed of the audience numbers they have worked hard to gain over the years. Now, despite the odds, a sequel of the hit movie Coming to America, which features South Africa's very own Nomzamo Mbatha, has achieved great success at the box office. In an SABC News exclusive, senior reporter Jayed Paulse sat down with the cast of Coming to America and filed this insert before the movie was released in March.
Just over 3 decades ago, Eddie Murphy introduced moviegoers to Prince Akeem, heir to the throne of the magical land of Zamunda. The prince is given approval by his father, King Jaffe Joffer, to travel abroad from Africa for 40 days. He does this with his trusted confidant, Semi, to find a wife after refusing an arranged marriage. From the moment Akeem and Semi touch down in New York, dressed head to toe in their African finest, the duo cause immense drama and light up our screens with their humorous antics. And so began the fantastical comedy that was Coming to America. Now, 30 years later, the much-anticipated sequel follows the ever-unfolding story of the royal family and the Zamunda kingdom. While the passage of time has resulted in a few changes in the country, some traditions, especially inside the palace, are stuck in the past.
And his moms.
I love the first movie. It's not like, the women in Zamunda were necessarily self-empowered, self-possessed people. You know, you've got poor Imani jumping on one leg and barking like a dog, and that's kind of like our way of seeing, even though Zamunda is a made up culture, it's still tapping into the same problems that we have today of like expectation in terms of gender and why are things always kind of leaning towards men and we felt that could be the new element to bring into this movie.
The film has taken on a powerful feminist stance. The spotlight turns to Prince Akeem and the inevitable transfer of power. But to who? A daughter or his long-lost son in America?
What is it like to revisit work that you did almost 30 years ago with new characters?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and it was unexpected because we never ever thought that we were going to be doing a sequel to this movie. And we worked on the script for like 4 or 5 years, and when the script came together, it was great. And got everybody together. It was this special feeling that you don't usually have when you work on a movie, because you worked with all these people before and you worked on a movie that became, this cult movie. People loved it all around the world. So there was this warm enthusiasm about going to work every day and being around those other actors. This film, as well as the first film, they're fairy tales. They're like modern fairy tales. So there's not stuff ripped from the headlines or anything. The movies are total escapist. And that's why the movie was successful all around the world, because it's you don't have to think, there's nothing to think about, or you just sit down and have a good time and go have like movies are supposed to be.
Murphy says initially they wanted to withhold the premiere due to the coronavirus pandemic.
How does it feel for you personally? 30 years later, now you're premiering it during the pandemic.
The movie originally is made to be in the movie theaters with, a live audience seeing it. And we were going to hold a movie, and then we got into this great situation with Amazon. And now, because Amazon, more people will see this movie now than will ever have seen it in the movie theaters. They're releasing this movie all over the world.
Arsenio Hall returns for the sequel, playing his much-loved character, Semi, Prince Akeem's manservant.
I feel incredible, and I love the timing of it, because March 5th, we all will need a laugh. And it's, I don't want to place importance on art in these crazy times, but I love that we're bringing a laugh to the world on March 5th. This is all love, laughter, and royalty. It's a wonderful film with perfect timing.
For movie fans who have come to know Wesley Snipes for bringing the drama and the action to the big screen, it will be surprising to see him play General Izzy, the fearless leader of Nextoria.
I actually started out in my early days as an artist doing more musical theater and dance and improvisational theater. I was on a bus and truck team where we went around from parks to parks and cities to city in the South, literally rolling out the puppets and the trucks and tambourines and ribbons around our heads and stuff like that, and performing in the streets. So always doing improvisational comedy or improvisational theater. So it's actually my roots, but I just never had a better chance to do it in film because we were doing all of the crying and all of the chopsaki stuff. So it just worked out that way, yeah. But I enjoy it. I have so much fun in this space. I love it.
A new addition to the film is comedian and funny man Tracy Morgan.
Eddie and Arsenio and those guys are my comedic heroes. So you're gonna feel some pressure having to you wanna follow those expectations. You wanna do the right thing, and you don't wanna be too serious as his uncle, but yeah, you wanna bring you to the scene. So I spoke to Eddie, and he gave me his blessings. He said, yo, do you. And he would constantly let me know, be creative, be constructive. And you know how to play his uncle. You know what it is. And when I got the green light, I went go. I was trained to go. So it was nothing. You know, he embraced us along with like Wesley and all the first cast. They embraced us and they let us know when they were happy, we were happy. And this is what you got, the finished product. And we hope the world is going to be happy with it too.
But Africa is anxiously anticipating the role of one of its own. South Africa's golden girl Nomzamo Mbatha plays Marimbe. Despite remaining tight-lipped about her character, the actress says she is delighted to be a part of the sequel.
From 2019, when I made the decision to make the move to Hollywood and truly just be closer to the pulse and take that leap of faith, and then having my breakout role be in Coming to America, how that is mirroring my life and that becoming the narrative of my story is like a full circle moment for me.
This is a big role. It's the magnitude of this movie, it is enormous. I must ask you, how was it working with Eddie Murphy?
He has this veil around him, but I think for me, I was just in masterclass, watching just the masterclass, how he's able to transform from character to character. This film came out before I was even born, 2 years before I was born, and how he was able to reprise all those different characters and roles from 1988 shows just what a gifted actor he is. And all you can do is just soak it all in and truly just like learn. I said Bayete on set, and so everybody was like, oh, what does that mean? So I'm explaining it, and then I'm like, Bayete Inkosi, and he looks at me and says, that's from Shaka Zulu, right? I'm like, wait, you know Shaka Zulu? And he's like, yeah, I watched it, so it was incredible. He is a gifted actor, but what a gentleman, what a consummate professional, what an incredible human being.
What message do you have for all the young ladies back in South Africa who are watching you, especially from KwaMashu, because I'm actually doing this interview from KZN, your home province. What message have you got for the young ones watching you right now and who want to be an actress and be the next Nomzamo Mbatha?
I would say, remember the promises that you made to yourself when you were a teenage girl before all the little hurdles that life threw at you, and keep and hold on to those promises.
And if the interview was anything to go by, this lot will have most of us howling with laughter when Amazon is set to release Coming to America digitally on the 5th of March.
How's it?
How's it? How's it?
How's it? Yes.
How's it, my bro?
How's it, my bro?
I'm Jayed Paulse for SABC News in Durban.